Hello, welcome to my videos and my blog. In this time, I'm going to talk about the NFL 2024 season, week 13 prediction. Well, tomorrow we'll start the NFL 2024 season week 13 with the Thanksgiving games day. Because remember that this is a very important week for the USA, especially tomorrow that it celebrate the Thanksgiving Day, and for that reason, there is a tradition in the NFL that that day in the Thanksgiving Day for since 10 or for 15 years ago, it was celebrated. The NFL celebrates this day with the NFL games. So this is amazing. And since last year, also the NFL we'll have a one game in Friday, so we'll have another game in Friday. So this is amazing. So this week, for the four days this week, this last Monday, tomorrow, the Friday and the Sunday, we'll have a NFL game. So this is amazing. So in this video, like the last 12 videos, I'm going to talk about the games that will be played and my prediction. So let's start. Well, how I told you a few seconds ago, tomorrow is a special day for the Americans because they will celebrate the Thanksgiving day, and for that reason, tomorrow we'll have 3 days. Remember the 3 games. Sorry, remember that in this game, the Lions and the Cowboys always play this in this day. So the first game, the game that will start the week 13, will be where the Detroit Lions will receive the Chicago Bears. They're in sorry, they're in Detroit, and 12:30 is your time. Remember that the last week the Detroit Lions visited Indianapolis and had an easy game, and they won that game by 18-point difference. And the Chicago Bears forced the overtime, but unfortunately they lost against the Vikings in a divisional game by 3-point difference. In this moment, this is a divisional game. This is the first game that these two teams will play in the season, where the Detroit Lions are leading the NFC North and the NFC Conference. They have a record of 10-1. They have 9 straight victories, consecutive week, 9 streak winning streak, 9 winning streak, sorry. And the Bears are in the bottom of the NFC North with a record of 4-7 with 5 losing streaks. They are eliminated. In my opinion, in this moment, the two Lions are the best team in the NFL. They are the team to beat, and I think that they are the favorite to represent the NFC in the next Super Bowl and win it. So that remember that in a divisional game there is always a very close. The things are closer than a normal game. So I think that the Detroit Lions will win this game by 7 or 10 point difference, and I think they're gonna to qualify to the playoffs after this victory. And in the second game of the day, in another divisional game, the Dallas Cowboys will receive the New York Giants there in Dallas, Texas, and 60-30 is third time. These two teams are very bad team, so this will be a very ugly game. The Cowboys the last week did a surprise where they traveled to Washington and defeated the Commanders by 8-point difference in a very funny game. And the New York Giants were humiliated in home where they lost by 23-point difference against the Buccaneers. Sorry. In this moment, both teams are eliminated. Though both teams are in the NFC East. The Cowboys are with a record of 1-7, and the New York Giants have a record of 2-9, and they have 6 losing streaks. Both teams are eliminated. So remember that these two teams, this is the second game that they will be played in this season. These two teams play in the week 4, where the Cowboys defeated 2015 the Giants there in New York. About this game, there is not much to say, but these two teams are very bad teams. So I think that the Cowboys are going to win this game by 3 or 7 point difference because they will play in home and they are a little better team than the Giants. But this will be a very awful game. And tomorrow, last game, they will be where the Green Bay Packers will receive the Miami Dolphins. They're in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and 2020 is third time. The last week, both teams won their games respectively. The Packers didn't have any problem and defeated the 49ers by 28-point difference. They dominate that game. And the Dolphins didn't have any problem and defeated the Patriots by 19-point difference. And they closed the series with a 2-0 record against the Patriots. In this moment, the Packers are in the second place in the NFC North. They have a record of 8-3, and in this moment they are in playoff zone. And the Miami Dolphins are trying to enter to the playoffs. In this moment, they are in the second place in the AFC East with a record of 5-6. They are one game behind 500, and they have three straight victories. So the Dolphins are in the hunt to enter to the playoffs. They are two games behind the Broncos. They are the last spot in playoffs in the AFC. So this will be a very great game. Where I think that will be a very great game. But I think that the Packers will have the advantage because they will play in home. So I think that the Packers are going to win this game by 7 or 10 point difference. And the last Friday, we'll have a Black Friday game, the second Black Friday game in back-to-back years. And remember that we have the in the beginning, and this will be the second Friday game in this Friday game in this season, because remember in the week 1, the Eagles and the Eagles defeated the Packers in the Freaks Friday night in week 1 in years when they defeated the Packers in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The Chiefs and this game, the Black Friday game, will be played between the divisional game between the Kansas City Chiefs against the Las Vegas Raiders. There in Kansas City, Missouri, and 15 o'clock Eastern time. Remember that the last week the Chiefs traveled to North Carolina and defeated the Panthers in the last play of the game with a field goal. They have a very difficult and close game, but in the end they could get it, and they won that game by 3-point difference. And the Raiders lost. They traveled to Denver and they lost against the Broncos by 10-point difference. In this moment, the Chiefs are leading the AFC North and the AFC with a record of 10-1, and the Raiders are in the bottom of the AFC West with a record of 2-9, and they have 7 losing streak. In this moment, the Raiders are eliminated, and they are one of the worst teams in the league. Remember that will be the second game between these two teams in the season, where in the week in the week 7, week 8. The Chiefs traveled to Las Vegas and defeated the Las Vegas. They defeated Las Vegas 27-20. About this game, I think that this won't be different because even the Kansas City is not playing a very great football. They are a better team than the Raiders. So I think the Chiefs are going to win this game by 14 or more point difference, and they will qualify to the playoffs. And the next Sunday we'll have the rest of the games, where in the first shift in the 13 o'clock Eastern time we'll have 7 games, where the first game will be between a divisional game where the Jacksonville Jaguars will receive the Houston Texans. That is Jacksonville. Remember that these two teams play in the week 4. The first game where the Texans defeated the Jaguars 24-20. They're in Texas. The last week the Jaguars had a bye week, and the Texas lost surprisingly a divisional game against the Titans at home by 5-point difference. In this moment, this is a divisional game. The both teams are in the AFC South. The Houston Texans are leading this division with a record of 7-5. They have 3-game advantage against the Indianapolis Colts, the second place. And the most probably is they're going to win this game because the rest of the team are very bad. The Jaguars are in the bottom of the division with a record of 2-9, and they have 4 losing streak, and they are eliminated. So this is a divisional game, and always when there is a divisional game, the game is closer than a normal game. Also, the Jaguars come from bye week, so they will have 2 weeks to prepare this game. So about this game, I think that this will be a closer game, but in the end, I think that the Texans are going to win this game because they are a better team than the Jaguars. So I think that the Texans are going to win this game by 3 or 7-point difference. In another game, the New England Patriots will receive the Indianapolis Colts. They're in New England, Massachusetts. Sorry. The last week, both teams lost their games respectively. The Patriots lost against the Miami Dolphins by 19-point difference, and the Colts lost against the Detroit Lions by 18-point difference. In this moment, the Patriots are eliminated. They are in the bottom of the AFC East with a record of 3-9, and they have a back-to-back losses. And the Colts are in the second place in the AFC South with a record of 5-7. In this moment, the Colts are in the hunt to enter to the playoffs. There are 2 games. We have the last spot in playoffs. the Broncos. So they need to start winning games to try to enter to the playoffs. It looks difficult, but not impossible. So about this game, I think that this will be a close game, but I think that the Colts have a better team than the Patriots, especially in the defense side. So I think that the Colts are going to win this game by 7 or 10 point difference. In another game, the Atlanta Falcons will receive the Los Angeles Chargers. They're in Atlanta, Georgia. The last week, the Falcons had a bye week, and the Rams lost against the Ravens in home by 7 point difference in the Monday Night Football. In this moment, the Atlanta are leading the NFC South with a record of 6-5, but they have a back-to-back losses, and they only have a 2 games advantage against the Buccaneers and 2 games against the Saints. So they need to start games. If not, they're going to be eliminated. And the Chargers are in the second place in the AFC West with the record of 7-4, and in this moment they are in playoff zone. So they are playing a very great football. So this will be an amazing game because both teams are in playoff zone in this moment. This will be a close game because remember that this is always difficult to the West team cause they travel to play against East team cause. A team East Coast in 13 o'clock Eastern time. So I think that this will be a close game, and I think that the that the Chargers are going to win this game. I think that this game will be fine by 1 or 3 point difference, and the most probably this game is going to be finished in the last play of the game. In another game, the New York Jets, sorry, will receive the Seattle Seahawks there in New Jersey in the MetLife Stadium. The New York Jets come from a bye week, and the Seattle Seahawks defeated the last week the Cardinals by 10 point difference to take the lead of the NFC East. In this moment, the Jets are in the third place in the AFC East with a record of 3-A, and they have a back-to-back losses. And the Seattle Seahawks are leading the NFC West with a record of 6-5 and back-to-back victories. The Jets are eliminated. It's very difficult to enter to the playoffs. They are not going to qualify. And the Seattle Seahawks are leading the NFC West, and they are in playoff zone in this moment. So I think that this will be a close game, but in the end, I see that the Seahawks are better team than the Jets. So I think that the Seahawks are going to win this game by more than 10 point difference. And in another game, the Washington Commanders will receive the Tennessee Titans. They're in Washington D.C. The last week, the Commanders lost surprisingly against the Dallas Cowboys by 8 point difference in a very weird game where the Commanders had the opportunity to tie this game and force an extra overtime, but his kicker missed the extra point, and it was impossible to tie or win this game. And the Titans did a surprise. They traveled to Houston and defeated the Houston by 5 point difference. In this moment, the Washington Commanders are in the second place in the NFC East with a record of 7-5, but they have losing streak. And this moment they are in the playoff zone, but they need to keep winning. If not, they're going to be eliminated. And the Tennessee Titans are eliminated for the playoffs. They are in the third place in the AFC South with a record of 3-8. So I think that this will be the perfect game for the Commanders to recover to the victory. So I think that the Commanders are going to win this game by 10 or more point difference. And another great game, in another divisional game, the Cincinnati Bengals will receive my favorite team, my Pittsburgh Steelers, there in Cincinnati, Ohio. The last week, the Bengals had a bye week, and my Steelers lost unfortunately against the Cleveland Browns on Thursday Night Football in a snow game. About this game, the Bengals in this moment are in the third place in the AFC North with a record of 4-7. They are trying to enter to the playoffs. They have a back-to-back losses, but it looks very difficult to enter to the playoffs. I think that they are not going to make it. And the Steelers are leading this division, the AFC North, with a record of 8-3, and they are in the playoffs in this moment. So this will be a tremendous game because it's a divisional game, and both teams hate each other. And the Bengals will have 2 weeks to prepare this game, and the Steelers will have the 10 days to prepare this game. So I think that the Bengals will have the advantage because they will play in home. But I trust that the Steelers are going to win this game because I think that the Steelers led learn about what happened against the Browns. So I think that the Steelers are going to win this game by 3 or 7 point difference, and they are going to return to the victory. And the last game of the first shift, the Minnesota Vikings will receive the Arizona Cardinals there in Minnesota. The last week, the Minnesota traveled to Chicago, and they won the game by 3 point difference in overtime. And the Arizona Cardinals, after a bye week, they traveled to Seattle and lost in a ugly way by 10 point difference. In this moment, the Vikings are in the second place in the NFC North with the record of 9-4. They have 4 winning streak, and the Cardinals are in the second place in the NFC West with the record of 6-5. In this moment, the Vikings are in the playoff zone, and the Cardinals are in the hunt to enter to the playoffs. So this will be a very great game. But I think that in the end, the Vikings are going to win this game because they are better team than the Cardinals, and they will play home. So I think that the Vikings will win this game by 7 or 10 point difference. And the game that will play in the second shift will have 3 games. The first game in the 15:05 will have 2 games, and 15:25 will have 1 game. The first game will be the New Orleans Saints will receive the Los Angeles Rams. They're in New Orleans, Louisiana. Remember that the last week the Saints had a bye week, and the Rams lost in the Sunday Night Football against the Eagles by 17 point difference. In this moment, sorry, the Saints are in the third place in the NFC South with a record of 4-7 with a back-to-back losses, and the Rams are in the third place in the NFC West with a record of 5-6. In my opinion, the Saints are eliminated, and the Rams are in the hunt to the playoff because the NFC West is so close. There is 1 game difference from the sixth place to the third place, so everything can happen there. I think that this will be a close game, and I think that the Saints are going to win this game because after they had a 7 losing streak, and after that they have a back-to-back games, and they will play home, and they will come from a bye week, and I think that the Saints will do the surprise, and they will win this game by 3 or 7 point difference. In another game, divisional game, the Carolina Panthers will receive the Tampa Bay Buccaneers there in Carolina, North Carolina. Remember that last week the Panthers play a very great game, but unfortunately they lost in the last play of the game against the reigning champion team, the Chiefs, by 3 point difference. And the Buccaneers, after a bye week, travel to New York and had an easy game, and they won it by 20 point difference. No, by 23 point difference. In this moment, the Carolina are in the bottom of the NFC South with a record of 3-8. They are eliminated, and the Buccaneers are in the hunt to enter to the playoffs to win this division. They have a record of 5-6. They are 2 games behind the leader of this division, the Atlanta Falcons. So they recover the key players. So I think that this will be a close game, but in the end, I think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are better team than the Panthers. So I think that the Buccaneers are going to win this game by more than 10 point difference. And the best game of the day will have a tremendous game. The two of the best team in the league, the Baltimore Ravens, will receive the Philadelphia Eagles there in Baltimore, Maryland. Remember that last week both teams won their games respectively. The Ravens traveled to LA. Well, both teams traveled to LA because both teams play in the same stadium. The last week in the Inglewood, California, in the SoFi Stadium, the Ravens defeated the Chargers by 7 point difference, and the Eagles defeated the Rams by 17 point difference. In this moment, the Ravens are in the second place in the AFC North with a record of 8-4, and they are in the playoffs zone. And the Eagles are in the leading the NFC East with a record of the night 2. They have a 7 winning streak, and they are the second place in the NFC. So this will be a tremendous game. This is the best game of the week. So I think this will be a very close game. But I think that the Ravens will win this game because they will play in home, and I think that the Ravens will win this game by 3 or 7 point difference. And then Sunday Night Football will have the second best game of the week, where the Buffalo Bills will receive the San Francisco 49ers there in Buffalo, New York, and 2020 Easter time. Remember that the last week the Bills had a bye week, and the 49ers traveled to Green Bay and lost in a very ugly way by 28-point difference. In that game, the Brook Purdy didn't play, but this was a excuse to lose this game in a very ugly way. The Buffalo Bills are leading the AFC East. They have a record of 9-2, and they have 6 winning streak. And in my opinion, they are the best team in the AFC. And the 49ers are struggling this season, where they are in the border of the NFC West with the record of 5-2. They have a back-to-back losses. This division is very close because there is only one game difference between the first place, the Seahawks, against the border of this division, the 49ers. But if the 49ers lose this game, then most probably they are not gonna to enter to the playoffs. So this will be a very surprise. So I think that the Buffalo Bills are better team than the 49ers. That the 49ers have been fighting with a lot of injuries. This is no excuse. So I think that the Bills, in my opinion, who I told you, are the best team in the AFC. So I think that the Bills won't have any problem, and they will win this game by more than 14-point difference. And the game that will close the week in the Monday Night Football will be where the Denver Broncos will receive the Cleveland Browns. They're in Denver, Colorado, and 2015 is third time. The last week, both teams won their game. The Broncos traveled to Las Vegas, had defeated the Raiders by 10-point difference, and the Cleveland Browns won their Super Bowl, where they defeated the Miami Steelers by 5-point difference in a snow game. In this moment, the Broncos are have a record of 7-5. They are in the third place in the AFC West. The record 7-5, and they are in the playoff zone. And the Cleveland Browns are eliminated. They are in the bottom of the AFC North with the record 3-8, but they are happy because they won their Super Bowl, where they defeated my Pittsburgh Steelers. So about this game, I think that the Broncos are better team than the Browns. The Browns will have 10 games to prepare this game, but I think that the Broncos will win this game by more than 10-point difference because they are better team than Browns. So in this video, I talk about the games that will be played this week, where this week will have 16 games because the 32 teams all will play, because it's a special week, the Thanksgiving Day, where tomorrow we'll have the Thanksgiving week, where tomorrow we'll have 3 games for the Thanksgiving. We'll have one game in the Black Friday, and the rest of the game will be the next Sunday and Monday. So I hope you like this video. Let's see if you agree or disagree with my comment or my prediction. So if you have any comment or suggestion, you can let me any here in my social media platform, Substack, YouTube, or Spotify. So this is all for today. See you next video. Jibra.